All right, so we will start with the first topic, that is OBS. So OBS means organization breakdown structure. So I will start with a slide presentation on OBS. All right. So OBS, or organizational breakdown structure. So here I will be your trainer for this live training through YouTube. My name is Nikhil Raj. So I was working as a senior planning engineer for Shoba developers. So I'm into construction, and I'm specialized in planning of high-rise buildings, right? So when you start with Oracle Primavera for an enterprise, you have to always start with creating an OBS. So OBS is optional. You can create that for the first time in Primavera. So once you create the OBS, you don't need to create that again and again. So once you created it, it will be there. Okay. So OBS, the definition of OBS is going as organization breakdown structure, is a global hierarchy that represents the managers responsible for the projects in your enterprise. The OBS usually reflects the management structure of your organization from top level personnel down through the various levels constituting your business. So here is an example for OBS. Chief Director is Mr. Muller. Under Chief Director, we have Director of Construction and Director of Training. And under Director of Construction, we have PM High Rise and PM Bridge. Under Director of Training, we have Trainer Civil and Trainer Project Management. This entire structure is what we call as OBS. So this is very small. If you have worked in any kind of projects, you might have seen a huge organization chart with a lot of people hierarchically organized. All right. So this particular structure is what we call as OBS. Now, how to create this OBS in Primavera? You have to go through 3 steps. First, you have to click on Enterprise, OBS, and you start adding these OBS. So let's see how it is done. So you can open Primavera. Okay, so here is Oracle Primavera P6. So the version which I'm using is R16.1. So the latest version is 17.7. Okay, the latest version is 17.7, and there is no much difference between these two versions. Both looks really same. I think some graphical improvement might have done. That's it. All right, so let's create the same OBS in Primavera. To create an OBS in Primavera, you have to click on Enterprise and then click on OBS. So you can see here OBS, Organizational Breakdown Structure, and then you get this window. So here I have already created an OBS which is similar to the exercise. So this I have created for my previous training sessions. All right. So I will show you a few things. If you already have an OBS, you can change the view by pressing here. You can see here OBS name. This is actually a button. When you press here, the order changes. All right. Click again. Again, it changes the order. Click again, and again changes the order. So there are 3 types which you can switch it. Okay. Now I'm going to delete the OBS. So normally when people delete the entire OBS, what they do, they select all and they try to delete. But OBS you cannot delete like that. You cannot delete the first level OBS. You can delete only from the second onwards. So I will select these OBS levels and press delete. Now you can see it gives you a warning saying, are you sure you want to delete the selected OBS? Yes. Right, so it's done. If you try to delete the first level, it's not possible at all. When you click on delete, it throws you a warning saying cannot delete this row. There must always be at least one OBS row. Okay, so let's rename. So let's put Chief Director. or you can put his name as Mr. Muller, right? So you can type his role or the name or both, it's up to you. All right, so then press add again. You can see a new OBS level is created under chief director. Okay, so just change to director of construction and then press add, and it's director training. Okay, yep, then press add. Okay, before pressing add, let's see what to create. Under director of construction we have PM high rise and PM bridge. So you need to highlight director of construction, then press add. You can see the new OBS, which should be under director of construction, is under chief director. So that means you have to move this new OBS to the right side. Okay, so you can click on the right button over here. Okay, so you have moved it to the right side. Now rename to PM high rise and press add and change to PM bridge. Okay, so that's how you create OBS and move its levels. All right, the same thing you have to do for director of training. Under director of training we have trainer civil and trainer project management. So highlight director of training, press add, move to the right side and press add again, change to trainer civil and trainer management. So that's how you create OBS. Okay, and if you want to display this OBS in a chart format, you can click on display and then click on chart view. So this will give you a chart view. All right, so you might have noticed this. Under chief director the arrangement is horizontal arrangement. Under director construction it's vertical arrangement. So even for director of training it's vertical arrangement. So if you want to make it all as an horizontal arrangement, you need to click on director of construction and press control key, press director training, and then click on display, go to arrange children, click on horizontal. So this will give you horizontal arrangement. If you want to see this entire chart in this window, you can right click over here, then go to zoom to best fit. So you can see this entire OBS in this window. And if you want to print this out, you can click display and then you can click on print preview. And this is how that OBS print look like. You can print it directly from here, or from the same option you can print that to a PDF. So currently I have no option to convert this to PDF. You can install Qt PDF so that you will get an option here to convert this to PDF. Or if you are using Windows 10, you will be having that feature already, right? Close this window. Okay, so we are done with creating the OBS, and we learned all the features of OBS. If you want to go back to the original position, you can click on display, click on table view, and you get the original position. Right, and apart from this add button and this move button, we have delete, cut, copy, paste. So it's same like how you use this option normally. You can cut OBS, you can copy OBS, you can paste it anywhere you want. Right, so that's how you create OBS. And under OBS at the bottom there is a window. If you are not able to see this window, you can right click here, go to OBS detail, right click again, check this option OBS detail, and you get this window. So in this window, you can see when you select any of this OBS, say Director of Construction, you get to know OBS name. And if you want to note down the description, you can click on modify, and you can put the description, Director of Construction, aka also known as Mr. John, recruited recently. His email ID is john.cj@gmail.com. So you can add these kind of details, and that's okay. Under description, you can add these details. Okay. And then go to responsibility. You can see there is nothing, no other, no options under responsibility. Actually, you can assign this person for some project or WBS to handle, but this works only in EPPM version of Primavera. So I will explain what is EPPM in the upcoming sessions, right? Okay. Also, you can visit tutormesh.com, and you can go through the articles to understand uh, what is EPPM. So once you're done with OBS, you can close this window. So we are done with creating OBS. So I hope people are watching this session. If you have anything to ask, you can put on that comment. Okay. I can see some comments here. I didn't see your part one. Mr. Ramendra Tomar has said I didn't see your part one. It's okay that in the part one I was just testing it out how the training works on. So you can consider this session as the first part itself, because I'm starting from the beginning. So no worries. And yep, we have few people watching this session. Mr. Ramendra is watching, Tabriz and Muhammad Anshad. All right, so people are watching, so I will continue with this. So if you're watching this video, please don't forget to subscribe this video, subscribe this channel, so that every day or once in a week I'll try to come online to take session. So I hope that we help you. All right, so thanks for watching. So I will continue to the next topic, that is EPS. So Mr. Aditya Vikram has texted, it's clear till now. So I will continue to the next topic, and we will see how that EPS works in Primavera. All right, so first I will explain you what is EPS. So you can click on EPS, and I'll show you a slide presentation on EPS. Okay. So first listen and understand what is EPS is. So many people get confused between OBS and EPS. All right. So what is EPS? The definition says the EPS, or enterprise project structure, forms the hierarchical structure of your database of projects. Each EPS nodes or folder can be subdivided into multiple levels to represent the work that needs to be done in your organization, right? So here is a visual representation for an EPS. So, Primavera is not just a project management software. So why it's not just a project management software? Primavera is so big. You cannot say it's just a project management software. First, you must know the difference between three terms: project, program, and portfolio. So if your company is handling a lot of projects, then it's called as program. And if your company is handling a lot of programs, then it's called as portfolio. All right. So Primavera is a portfolio management software. So just imagine how big Primavera is. I'll tell you one example. The L&T Construction is a company, right? L&T is a company, not L&T Construction. L&T is a company. This enterprise has its business in construction. Under that business and construction, they do bridge projects, they do rail projects, they do road projects, highways, many different types of projects they do. Similarly, same like they have construction, they do have power plant projects. Okay, under power plant projects, they do have several other business. So this particular you know businesses, if you put into an hierarchical order, then you can call that as EPS. Here I have come up with an example. Navic Solution is a company which got business in construction and training. Under construction, they do business in high-rise building, and they do business in bridge construction. Under training, they do civil and project management. So this is what we call as EPS. Okay, so this is what we call as EPS, Enterprise Project Structure. So now if you look into the difference between OBS and EPS, it's very simple. This is your EPS, right? Navic Solution, construction, training, high-rise building, bridge construction, civil, project management, right? And this is your OBS. So OBS consists of human resources, whereas EPS consists of your business structure. Okay, so now what is the connection between this OBS and APS? You can put connection in any way. I have given a connection like this. Navic solution is taken care by chief director, construction is taken care by director of construction, training, high-rise building, bridge, civil, and project management. Okay. Now let's see how to create an EPS in Primavera, and let's see how to give these connections, OBS and EPS. So you can open Primavera, then click on Enterprise, and then click on Enterprise Project Structure. And here you can see I have already created an EPS. That's for my previous training series I have created. And here you can see the first EPS element is Navic solution. So I'm not going to delete EPS, because if I delete EPS, what happens? You can see the EPS here, Navic solution, construction, high-rise. Under high-rise building, there is a project, right? So if I delete this structure, what happened? All the project which I have created will also get deleted. So I will just tell you how to create EPS. All right, EPS is same like OBS creation. You need to press add and you will get an element like this. You get EPS ID and EPS name. You can put an ID in a short form and name like construction, like that. And you have the move buttons where you can move the levels, and similarly you have delete, cut, copy, paste. Okay, so I'll just show you one example. Press that again, you can see a new EPS is created. You can name it as, power plant, and I'll put P. Okay, and you can change the level by using the move button, right, up and left. So you can make it right or you can make it left. So similarly, you have to create this structure. This structure you have to create by using this button. So I hope that you can do it by yourself. Okay, now I'll tell you how to give the connection. Click on Navic solution and you can see the responsible manager is Chief Director Mr. Muller. What if you don't have this column responsible manager? Don't worry, you can right click over here and then click on columns and check responsible manager. So this will make sure that you get this column. Similarly, you need this bottom window as well. So if you don't have this detail window, we call this as a detail window. Just right click over here and click on details. Okay. All right. So make sure you have responsible manager and this detail window on. Now we will connect construction. Who is taking care of construction? It's director of construction, right? So go to responsible manager, click on this browse button, and you will see the OBS which you have created. Just click director construction and press add. And you get a warning. This field will not be changed for any closed projects in the CPS. Please open these projects to apply the change. In Primavera, you can create hundreds of projects. So this warning says, okay, out of this 100 project, you might be working on some projects. So some project will be open, some projects will be in the closed phase. So this warning says this field, when you change the responsible manager to director of construction, that particular change will not be affected for closed projects. It will affect only for open projects. So what do you want to do to effect this change to the closed project? You just need to open it. It's very simple. You just right click and you can open that project. So you can do that later. Now press OK. And you get another warning. Would you like to assign director construction as the responsible manager for the WBS elements within construction? That means when you press yes, the director of construction will be assigned to high-rise building and bridge construction because these two comes under construction, right? And when you press no, that will not happen. So let's put yes and see what happens. Press yes, you can see director of construction is assigned to all these elements. Now I'll change high-rise building responsible manager. Click here, PM high-rise, say yes. Bridge construction, PM bridge. So that's how you do it. Now let's go to training, director of training. This time we will press no and see what happens. You can see when you press no, that particular change will affect only for that particular element. Go to civil, change to trainer civil, and project management to trainer project management. Okay, so that's how you assign the responsible manager. Similarly, like OBS, you can go to display and click on chart view, and you can see that here. Okay. All right. So once you're done, you can go back to the table view and you can close this window. So that's very easy. So you have done creating the OBS and EPS. Next is calendar. So let me see how the students are responding. Okay, we have currently 6 people watching this right now. That's great. And okay, so I hope that you all understood what is OBS and EPS and how to create OBS and EPS in Primavera. All right. Okay, let's continue with the next topic, that is calendar, which is a very, very important topic. Okay, very, very important topic in project management. If you do a small mistake in making a calendar, that will affect your entire schedule. So let's see how to make a perfect calendar in Primavera. So before I start with calendar, let me tell you some important notes about calendar. So calendar is very important in project because scheduling is done based on it. In Primavera, you can create and assign calendars to each resource, each project, and each activity. Okay, just imagine Primavera is for creating projects, right? You can create hundreds of projects. Under each project, there will be activities, right? You need activities to uh, do a project. And to perform an activity, you need resources. So there will be hundreds of project. Inside the project, there will be some 20,000 activities will be there. Under this 10-20 activities, there will be several thousands of resources working in it. Okay, so Primavera have an option to assign calendars to each resource, each project, and each activity. But the normal practice, the traditional practice, and the best practice is to follow one calendar for your project, resources, and activities. That's the best, good way to maintain a good project. And in Primavera, there are three types of calendar pools are available. Calendar pools, or you can call it as a calendar groups. Okay, it's a group. There are three groups: global, project, and resource. Now, what is the difference between global calendar, project, and resource calendar? It's very simple. You already know the EPS. Just look at the structure. Navic Solution is a company got its business in construction. Under construction, they got high-rise building. Let's imagine under high-rise building, two running projects are there. Under project one, they have two activities. Under activity under activity one, there is resource one and resource two. If you create a calendar under global pool, your entire structure will follow that calendar. And if you do create a calendar in the project pool, your project activity and resource will follow. And under resource pool calendar, only your resource will follow that calendar. So you can either create calendars under global pool or resource pool or a project pool. So normally I do create calendars under global pool. So let's do an exercise. We are going to create a calendar for renovation of residential building. Right, according to this calendar, you have to set a daily schedule. Daily schedule says your project daily. Excuse me. All right. So daily schedule means you have to set the company starting time, that is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is a lunch break, and Sunday is holiday. This is your daily schedule. And public holidays, there'll be a lot of public holiday, but I'm listing only three. We have a New Year, Eid al-Fitr, and Christmas in a year. And we have an exception. In the exception, January 25, on January 25th, 2017, let's change to 2018. Working time is 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So apart from your daily schedule, there is an exception on this particular day. So you have to create a daily schedule, public holidays, and exception. Apart from this three, you have to set the hours per time period. So hours per time period is calculated based on your daily schedule. 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. is 9 hours, right? And out of 9 hours, 1 hour is lunch break. So 8 hours you're working in a day. And in a week, Sunday, you're not working. So 6 days you're working. So 6 times 8 makes 48 hours working in a week. And in a month, we consider 30 days. And out of this 30 days, we have 4 Sundays. So deduct that 4 from 30, you get 26. Right? So 26 times 8, you get 208. Multiply this value to 12, you get 2496 hours working in a year. So you have to set all these four values. So many students get confused here. Like they think some months are 30, some months are 31. Every month you cannot say there are 4 Sundays. Some month there will be 5 Sundays as well. So the answer for these questions is you don't need to consider all this. Just think when you work in a company, you may took 2 or 3 days leave. off days, right? But you get the same salary on that because they will be paid for. Company will pay for those leaves. All right. So it's actually for salary calculation. So we just consider in a month there is 30 days. Based on that, we calculate all this. So you don't need to go for very accurate values and all. Just put this value considering in a month there is 30 days. That is my practice. If you do have a different practice of setting up hours per time period, let me know that in the comments and we will have a healthy discussion on it. Now let's see how to create this calendar in Primavera. Go to Primavera. To create a calendar, you need to click on Enterprise and then click on Calendars and you get this window. When you create a when you open calendar window, these are the default calendar comes with Primavera. These are 37.5-hour work week, 4 to 10-hour days work week, 7-day work week, standard 5-day work week. Okay, these are the default calendars. Now we have a default checkbox. If you check this box, then that particular calendar will be followed. And as I said, we have global resource and project. Project is deactivated because we didn't open any project. You can see all projects are in the closed state. If you open a project, this icon will change to an open folder icon. Okay, so currently it's closed. That's why it's not activated. So you can create calendar under global resource or projects. It's like grouping. So you can go with global and I'm going to press add to create a new calendar. So Primavera is asking me to select the calendar to copy from, which means you have to select any of this calendar as a reference. So I always used to select standard 5-day work week as a reference calendar and then press add. Now we need to rename the calendar. Let's rename to um, renovation building calendar and press enter. This calendar is the same calendar like standard 5-day work week because we took standard 5-day work week as the reference calendar. So these both calendar would be same. Now check this box. So what happens when you check this box next time when you create a project, this calendar will be copied automatically or this calendar will follow automatically. Now let's change, let's modify this calendar according to our requirement. So click on modify and you get this window. You can see this calendar says Sunday is 0 work hours per day, Saturday is 0 work hours per day, other days are 8 hours. But according to our requirement, Sunday is holiday, Saturday is working. So we have to change this. So how to change this? You have to click on detailed work hours per day and you get the detail of the detailed work hours of each day. So first you should understand how to read this box. Okay. So how to read this box, I will explain. So once you click detailed work hours per day, click on work week and you get another window calendar weekly hours. Here also you can see the details. So I will explain you how to read this box. It's very easy. I hope now you can see this. We have 00 to 30 and 30 to 60. Two columns are there. 00 to 30 and 30 to 60, which means each box, each of this selected box represents 30 minutes. So when you create a break in Primavera, you can create a break of 30 minutes minimum. You cannot create a 15-minute break in Primavera. Minimum 30-minute break. And here it starts from 0, 1, 2, 3 till 23. So what is it? 0 means this particular box represents 12 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. This box represents 12:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. Then 1 starts here, 1 to 1:30 a.m., 1:30 to 2 a.m. Then 2 starts here, 2 to 2:30, 2:30 to 3, 3 to 3:30 a.m., 3:30 to 4 a.m. So that's how it works. You can guess the time here. It will be 18, right? So 18 will be 6 to 6:30. and this is 6:30 to 7. All right, so that's how you read this particular boxes. And we have 23 means 11 to 11:30 p.m. and 11:30 to 12 p.m. So it's a 24-hour calendar. So I hope you understood how to read these boxes. Okay, now let's set the daily schedule. Daily schedule says except Sunday all other days are working. So select Monday. Okay, let's select Sunday. Sunday we are holiday, right? So you can select all these work hours because we are not working, and say non-work. Click non-work. These all day become non-work. Now go to the Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Select all this. So you can use control key to do multiple selection, or you can simply press Monday and drag the mouse down. That way you can select. On these days you are working from 8 to 5, right? So you can select 8 a.m. to 5. 5 means 16 is 4, right? 4 to 4:30, 4:30 to 5. Till here you are working. Select work. Then change. 1 to 1:30, 1:30 to 2. Select these boxes. Say non-work because these are your lunch time. So these days you are working from 8 to 1. 1 to 2 is not working. Then 2 to 2:30 till 5 is working. So you have set the daily schedule. Press OK. You can see that change here. Saturday is now working 8 to 5. All right, next is the public holiday. So we have January 1st. So you can, the currently it is showing December 2017. Let's go to January 2018. First is holiday. So click one and press non-work. So you have done creating daily schedule. Now let's create public holiday. July 18, go to July 18. So in 2018, there are three holiday. 25th. Non-work. Simply press non-work. It will become a holiday. You can see it's a non-work. So let's say if your project is of 3 years, then you have to set 2018 three holiday, go to 2019, set the same holiday, repeat it, and then go to 2020, 2020 and make that three holiday. So don't think once you create that holiday, it will be effect for upcoming years. Okay, it doesn't works that way. You have to go to each years and you can have to make that holiday by yourself. Okay, in Microsoft project you can do that, but in Primavera you cannot. So all Microsoft project user, please go to each year and make that three holiday. Normally in real projects there will be some 10 15 public holidays in a year. You have to go to each year and make that holiday. So that's how you set public holiday. Next is exception. Okay, in exception you have to set January 25th as part-time working, like working time is 9 to 1. So it's very easy. Go to January 25th. Okay, January 25th is here, and your working time is account default working time is 8 to 5. Select all, make it non-work. Okay, you are not going to work week, you are doing it here. And 9 to 1 is working, so 9 to 1 is here, and make it as work. You can see the color changes to white, which means it's an exception. So this is exception, this is standard, and this is non-work. And we have a button. Now let's say if you want this 25 to convert to standard, you don't need to go to the work hours and select 9 to 5. You can simply press standard, then it will automatically choose the working time as others. So that is the standard button. So I'm going to change this again. Non-work, 9 to 1 work. All right, so we have done creating an exception as well. So once you've done this three, you can go to hours per time period. Time period button is here. Set it as 8. Don't think program will set all this value. You have to do it by yourself. 208 and 2496. So once you set this, your calendar is ready. Press OK and close this window. Your calendar is done. Once your calendar is done, please try to lock your calendar from an administrator side. Make sure none of your other employee will have the access to change the calendar. If you are the right person to create the calendar, make the calendar, ask your administrator to lock it so that nobody can access it. If you make a small change in calendar, it will affect your schedule. And when you create a calendar, you can create daily schedule, public holidays, hours per time period. These are three must things you have to create. Exception is rare. Excuse me. So we have done creating the calendar. So I hope people are watching this training, and I hope that you got a better understanding on creating calendar. And if you have more questions, you can put down in the comments. I will reply you right after the training. And please subscribe the channel so that you will receive more training sessions from our side. All right, and we have the option called user preferences. So user preferences means these are some three important settings that you have to do before you create a project in Primavera. So if you are a Microsoft project user, you might have done some backstage options, right? In Primavera, before you start doing project, you have to go to user preferences and check some important options. So I